And what are we up to today on the Zambo TV? This is a bit of a departure for the channel. This is Cooking with Zambo, Volume 1. Okay. Right, so my niece asked me for my recipe for making a basic Indian restaurant style curry sauce, the red sauce you get in an Indian restaurant. It can get way more complicated than this. Other people add other things. A lot of people actually use a thing called a base gravy, which you make beforehand and add that to your curries, but we're just going to do something really simple. So the ingredients are, I think, what's that, six cloves of garlic. I weighed that and it was around about 20 grams, I think. So you use a similar amount of ginger. So that's about 20 grams of ginger to 20 grams of garlic. 3 maybe bigger than medium onions. And this is an important thing. These are called hard spices, right? So I always count them. I have 5 green cardamom pods. I also have 5 cloves. I'll tell you the reason why I'm counting them in a second. A piece of cinnamon stick, and we'll put in 5 bay leaves, they don't matter as much, as well as some, I can't remember what, fennel seeds. Half a teaspoonful of fennel seeds, right. The reason we count the hard spices is there's one of two options. Didn't really work, did it? One of two options. When your curry's cooked, you can try to get the hard spices back out, because if you bite into a clove even after it's been cooked for 20 minutes, it's going to be a bit scary. Or option number 2 is you liquidise the stuff, but what happens then is you impart a stronger taste of cloves and things into the sauce. I think the basic idea of the hard spices is trying to flavour the oil. And on the oil front, I don't actually mind which oil I use, but I do suggest using quite a lot of oil. We'll go for olive oil because that's nice and healthy. In fact, we won't, because I can't get the lid off it. Scarish cold pressed rapeseed oil, let's use that. Now, don't be frightened. I like to use a lot of oil. However, as the curry is cooking or cooked, the oil should separate from the tomatoes and the rest of the gravy, and if need be, you can spoon it back out. I actually think the oil is one of the key ingredients, so I'm going to use a pile of it. Right? So that's a lot of oil. Also, I had 3 tins of chopped tomatoes that, as soon as I started the process, I opened the tins and started cooking them off, wanting them to thicken up a little bit. So I think that's just about all for step 1. What I'm going to do is stick the onions in, stick the cloves and stick the garlic and ginger into a swizzer, you call these things. There is some coriander in there as well. Coriander is quite an important thing in a curry, I think. I'll put more oil on that, blend it up, cook the onions for 10 minutes on a slow heat until they go brown. Then add the ginger garlic paste. When you add the ginger and garlic paste, the aroma is quite bitter and sharp. Once it's been cooked out, the smell changes. And then we'll have a look at the powdered spices and the next step. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Bye.